Hi, now what we will do is we will build this remote control model Cessna. For building this, what we need is we need this glue gun and just one extra piece of glue also may be required, and cutting knife. This comes in handy to cut the foam, and a sellotape. That's all we need. So this is having 2 sheets of foam. It's all laser cut already, and fuselage and the rudder, and we have a wing. Yes, we will build the fuselage first, so we'll keep this wing part aside. Now to build this fuselage, just gently push it off. There is a small attachment point, you just can break it, and if it is a bit of problem, just run the knife and then slightly cut the attachment along, so it will come off. Yeah. This is the fuselage. Now for the fuselage, first what we will do is, this is similar to the flight test models. If you had a chance to see the flight test videos and flight test models, how they are built, it's on the same principles. Now there is this half cuts which are there here and over here. So what we do is just remove that, bend it backwards like this, and remove the foam from the place where it is 50% cut here. Just bend it backwards, and you will be able to just slightly push it like this. Here again, just remove it. If there is some bit of foam that is still there, just use your nail and then take it off. Okay, same way this side. Okay, now it has been removed. Here again there is one 50% cut. Okay, so all of that has been removed. Now how the bend has to be, how the fold has to be there is a small illustration here. This base plate has to be at the bottom, and along the sides, the 2 sides of fuselage, there has to fit in like this. Just do a dry fit, and here also do a dry fit. So if you see from the top, you can see that this is the base plate, and the 2 sides of fuselage are sitting against the base. Okay, now before that, take one of these barbecue skewers. Using the ruler, you see this part where this base plate, this base of the fuselage, here it is ending. There you just keep the scale, and then just with the end of the barbecue skewer, not at the sharp side but at the blunt side, just press the foam like this. Don't press the bottom plate, just this side and this side. Don't press the bottom plate. Just press a little so that it will bend in that area. So just make it bend like this once you have pressed it. Yes, don't try to lift from here, because here it will crack. Hold it here, over here you hold it under, and then bend the foam like this. Okay, so when you bend it, what happens is when you fit it here, it will automatically go and join over there. See? So now the dry fit is working well. We will apply the glue. Now to before applying the glue, it's better to have a 90-degree gauge like this. It's like a carpenter's wood. If you can get one, it will be very handy. So keep it, and what you do is you apply the glue. Glue has to be applied over here, like over this side and this side. So we'll do one side at a time. Little bit of glue is enough. I mean, it has to be a steady bead to ensure that the part is stuck fully. Okay. Now glue is applied. Using this gauge, to do is bend it, and to ensure 90 degrees, just jam it against like this and hold it for about a minute till the glue dries. And the excess glue, just wipe it off from the corners. Wait for a full minute. By then the glue would have totally dried up. I guess that's enough. Just remove it. See that? It's at 90 degrees. Now let's apply glue here and fold it like this. Yeah, apply glue over here in this region. Take the glue gun. Apply in a steady single motion. Don't lump it in any place. Yeah, now the glue is applied. Just bend it and bring this carpenter's gauge and hold the back also steady like this, and hold it for 1 minute. This is important because otherwise, if the glue is not fully dried up, the bond will again come off, and it will change the angle of the fuselage, and the fuselage will be weak. So now you see it is done. The fuselage has been done. Now what we do is, for the nose there are two folds. One is this way and the other one is this way. Yeah, so do a dry fit like this all the time before applying the glue. Now open it. First let's do the nose top part. Here this region fits against here, so let's apply glue over here and here and here and some here, and then fold it. Hold it till it dries and just remove the excess glue. Let's do the front part, this one. Let's apply glue for that part. Just fold it and again hold it for about a minute till the glue dries. Okay, now the fuselage is done. Just remove the excess unwanted glue from the surfaces. Now just to strengthen it, what we do is take the tape and then apply the tape in the key places where there is a glue joint, so that when it is hot or if you're flying under the sun or anything, then also the joint will not come off. So this part is a major place. Apply some sellotape there like this. Yes, and here there has been glue applied, so try to apply it without wrinkles. Okay, now this fuselage unit is pretty stiff. It has been done. Now we will do the wing. The wing sheet is here. Keep the fuselage nearby because we will be using the fuselage for getting the bending angle correct. Using the fuselage as a jig, we will be bending the wing. So just crack open those. This is the center part of the wing, and these are the two sides of the wing. Okay. So this is the center part and these are the two sides. Comes on like this. Now there is a half cut, 50% cut here on the wing. What we need to do is open it, hold it at an angle like this, and apply glue in this crack, in this opening. Apply only how much is required, and then use this fuselage as a jig to hold it like this. As you can see this. So now the glue will dry. When the glue dries, the wing will stay in this angle. Yeah, let it dry for about 1 minute. Okay, now the glue is dry. You can take it off. See, the wing is totally hard. Yeah. Okay, now the same way to the other two ends also. Open it, open this crack, apply glue, and then keep it here. Use the fuselage as a jig for getting the angle correct. Same way repeat it for this side also, for this also. Okay, let's see if it has dried. Yeah, now this has also got dried. Just let's repeat it for this side as well. If there is excess glue like this, which has gotten applied, take a scrap piece of foam and just remove it, rubbing it away. Yeah, the excess has come off. Okay, now this has also got dried. Now the three sections of the wing have been built. This is the middle part with this angle. This is the left side and the right side. This has to be attached like this on both the sides at an upward angle. Now once it is attached with the glue, it should come like this, something like this. We have a dihedral template. Here it is. Take that. So this is the dihedral template. Here keep it vertical like this, and then this is how it should be attached at this angle, at this elevation angle. Yeah, now do it one at a time. To do that, what you do is apply glue over here and over here, both the sides, yeah, here and here, and then bring them on like this. Don't try to keep it head to head. This part over here for the right dihedral edge, keep it slightly above this. See this? I'm not keeping exactly keep it like this. If you see from here, it is slightly above. This part is slightly above, and then keep the dihedral template and then let it dry. So let's apply glue and then get that done. Apply glue here and this side as well. Yeah, before the glue gets dried out, just keep it like this and push it, and at the same time just get this dihedral under this line, under that line, and keep pressing at the central part from the outside and here. Now there will be glue coming out, and use some scrap and remove the excess glue. Okay, hold it till it totally dries. Don't try to remove before it dries. Let it remain at this position for at least 1 minute. Just keep holding it without shaking the position, while at the same time applying a bit of pressure, both to come towards each other. Okay, now gently remove after it has totally dried. See that? It retains that angle. Now we have to repeat the same step on this side as well. Hold it together like this so that you can immediately attach them together. Now just bring them on together like this and get the dihedral under this tip and just keep pressing it. So at the same time just wipe off the excess glue. Okay, now it is dry. Remove it and see the wing. So the wing is done. Now just here some excess glue might be there. Whatever you can remove it. If you are not able to remove because it has got stuck too much, no problem, just leave it. It's not going to affect the flying characteristics of this plane. Okay, so the wing has been done and the fuselage has been done. Now we need to attach the rudder and the elevator to the fuselage. Now the elevator is here in the wing assembly part. So each of those parts are attached to that template where the laser has not fully cut. And just use the knife to slightly remove it if you are not able to remove by hand. So this is the elevator. Okay, what we need to do is we have to cut a 45-degree bevel angle in this. So bend this over and then use this knife and cut it at 45 degrees from here, this part. Yeah, just like this. You can see this. Always cut it at an angle. Don't try to cut it at this 90-degree angle. Okay, always keep it at an acute angle like this, and then just drag your knife towards you slowly. Don't try to push the knife away from you. Just drag the knife very slowly towards you. Yeah. Now you see this. Here there is a 45-degree cut, so this will keep moving freely. The elevator will move. Just remove this part inside. Okay. And take the rudder as well. This rudder is here. This rudder also, what you do is bend it. There is a 50% cut. Bend it backwards like this, hold it, and over in this part cut a 45-degree angle, bevel. Hold it this way, the knife, and gently, slowly pull the knife towards you. Okay, so now the rudder also is done. Now let us fix it to the fuselage. There is this gap. What you do is, this part is there, just press it with your hand like this. a little bit so that it becomes crimped. It will easily go inside here. Yeah, do a dry fit without applying glue. Yeah, now it is properly fitting. Remove it and apply glue over here. Yes, glue has been applied. Just insert it again and keep it there and hold it, and ensure that the alignment is correct. When you see from the front, this rudder has to be at exact 90 degrees to the base of the fuselage. It will automatically be 90 degrees. If you make the alignment correct, it will automatically be at 90 degrees. Wait for it to dry. Now it is totally dry. Now what we do is we will attach the elevator. Now this thing is hanging, part of the rudder. Again, just crimp it a little, press it like this and do a dry fit. Insert it, hold the rudder like this and then insert it, and this is how the elevator is to be fixed. Do a dry fit. Yeah, now it's fitting properly. Now remove the elevator and apply glue here. For the elevator. Yeah. Now press it. Yeah. Okay. Let it dry. Now it is totally dry. So the fuselage is done. So we have completed the model. This is how the assembly goes. Okay, now we will attach the control horns and the barbecue skewers to this model. And take this, empty the contents. There are two motor mounts. One is extra, and you need only two control horns, but you have two extra, so keep that aside as a backup in case you break it up, you break this one, or yeah. So now let's attach the control horns. There is a small cut in the elevator, you can see it here. There you can attach this control horn. Attach for the elevator first. Yeah, press it like this into that, it will get attached. And now for the rudder, what you do is, don't attach it here, attach it to the other side of where you attach. Like if the elevator you have attached the control on here, then the opposite side you attach it for the rudder, this side. Don't attach the control horn at this, both the control horns are the same side. So here you just keep it and press it, and it will go in. Now that it has been dry fit, remove this, apply a bit of glue, and then fix the control horn. It will dry, and here also repeat the same step. Okay, so now the control horns are attached. Now let's attach the barbecue skewers. This kebab sticks or whatever. Yeah, here there are holes given. Just make the holes bigger. Already the hole is there. Just make the hole bigger by just using the pointed tip of the barbecue skewer. Yeah, and here also. Okay, so now see how much you need for attaching the wing. Measure it. This much you need. So just take it out. same size again, take one more. Okay, now before attaching it permanently, we need to strengthen these holes, the holes where the kebab sticks are going to be fitted in. Now to strengthen it, what you do is take some sellotape, little bit of sellotape, yeah, and just apply it over like this, over these holes, because when flying and when crashing, the wing will keep moving, and at that time, if you don't reinforce those holes, that hole might break. That's why we are doing this with the sellotape. This will strengthen those holes. Now attach the sellotape. Repeat it for the front also. Now we just make the hole in the sellotape, and here also. Okay, so now it's done. Attach it. Attach the sticks. Okay, so on these sticks, using rubber bands, simple rubber bands, you don't need any fancy special high tension rubber bands or anything, just these rubber bands will do, because this plane is a small model. It flies very well in outdoor conditions as well, but it's a small model, so you don't need any specialty rubber bands. Just any rubber band, these kinds of rubber bands you get pack for 10 rupees, so that isn't good enough. So what you do is keep it here. There are these holes in the wing at the front and the back, that is the center of the wing, so use that to align to the fuselage, and then just attach it like this. So your plane, the body is done. Now let us see how to do the motor mount and the landing gear. The motor mount part is here. Take it out. And the same way, just 50% cut is there, so just the 50% cut part, just remove that. Repeat the same as we did in fuselage. The base plate remains there, and we will be fixing it like this. Okay, this is how we need to fix. And in this motor mount, this side is bigger and this side is smaller. This bigger side is where we need to mount the firewall. So just apply glue here and keep it at 90 degrees. Repeat it the other side. So the motor mount has been is dry. Now what we do is we have to take this firewall and attach it here like this. See, there are these the square type of a hole on one side. Now that square has to be on the top like this, and there are these small two holes here. This is to fix the motor mount panel into the fuselage. Just make that hole bigger using a barbecue skewer's sharp end. This is the back side. This side is where the motor has to be mounted, and here it has to be like this. Yeah, so apply glue. And carefully, without burning your finger, just at the edge, keep it like this and hold it till the glue dries. Now this motor mount has a lot of holes. like depending on the size of your motor, you can mount appropriately into the proper holes. Now each set of hole has been made as a set by a small thin line that is attaching those holes. When you see the motor mount closer, you will be able to see that. If you see this is for AXN kind of motors, and this is for the 24-gram motor, the inner 4 holes, and this is for the Turnigy kind of motors, that are 4 bigger holes, and the 2 holes above are for fixing them into the fuselage. Now to make this stronger, again what you do is take a tape of some length and use the tape to strengthen it, keep it like this, attach it like this. So the glue joint is further strengthened by this sellotape. Done. Now to strengthen these holes, again apply sellotape on those holes as well. So you apply sellotape on these holes, then the foam will be safeguarded in the event of you crashing the plane. When you crash the plane, the entire shock will be transferred to the motor mount assembly, and at that time this hole will be bearing the brunt of that shock. Okay, so now this has been done. Here there are these small holes for the motor mount in the fuselage. Make it bigger. Here also, just here. Okay, and the bottom also there are these small two holes on either side, that is for the landing gear. Okay, make those holes also bigger like this. Okay, now insert this motor assembly inside, and this hole has to line up with the holes in the motor mount. You have a small piece like this. This is to save your battery. Now there is a 50% cut, just bend it over and here apply some glue and just press it hard. Now why do you need this part is, the battery is supposed to sit here. This is the place where you can keep the battery. Now where there is a small slit, you keep it here and you attach the motor here. In the event of a crash, when the battery is here, this will act as a cushion. This part will act as a cushion. Otherwise the battery will go and hit very fast on the screws mounted on the screws used for mounting the motor, and the battery may get damaged. That's what we have seen. But if you keep this small piece of foam here, this piece of foam, then the battery is safeguarded in even the worst kind of crashes. So this is done. Now what we will do is we will see how to build the landing gear. We have these 4 pieces of wheels. Take them out. Take a barbecue skewer. This hole is there, make it bigger. Yes. So now the hole is made a little bit bigger. Now take one earbud, normal earbud, just remove the cotton from both the ends. Insert the earbud in this hole. One more, 2 per wheel. Okay, so now you have this. Apply glue like this, yeah, and just jam it against each other. So this will become one wheel. Yeah. Now why we are using this earbud is because the earbud will act as an axle. Now you have these 2 push rods which are thin. These 2 are push rods for your servos to attach to the elevator and the rudder, and you have one which is slightly thicker. This we will use for landing gear. This wire we will have to bend for landing gear, making the landing gear. Now what you do is remove the excess, just cut a little bit here and a bit here. Now you have a wheel with an axle. Now this is the rod. Okay, if you rotate it, it'll be nice. So now to make it, take this piece of rod which is thicker, measure it. So this is 30 centimeters, but exactly at 15th centimeter, bend it into a V. Use this nose plier at the exact middle, hold it and bend it into the shape of a V. And at the ends, what you do is leave about 3 centimeters and then bend it. And here again. So now your landing gear, you just have to attach it like this. Now over here, from the tip of the vertex, is that V vertex is there. From here, just leave about 3 centimeters and then bend one arm backwards about this much, like say about from this angle maybe about 70 degrees, and here again do the same. Okay, now just using hand alone, just with your eyes, eyeball the correct alignment. From the top, you see, yeah. Okay, now take this and attach it and use glue. All these techniques are used in the flight test models. There's nothing new about it. It's all inspired from the flight test models. So your one side is done, the other side also, and this side also. Just insert and apply some glue on this side, on the wire. Enough. Let it dry. By then what we will do is we will attach the skewers for the landing gear. Now these two holes are there at the bottom, and here again these two holes are there. So just insert a stick. Leave this much, about 1.5 centimeters, and cut. Okay, and this hole also do the same. Yes. Okay, so now this has been done. Now to attach the landing gear, just take it. This is good. Keep it here like this. Take one rubber band and just into the V. Put it like this. So it's like this, and just run it over once and then put it back here. And now it's still loose, so what you do is take another rubber band, use this, use the front, and now your landing gear is done. It gives a lot of a spring motion. Yes, so that's how you build this Cessna model and attach the wing over. And before that, the electronics, what you do is, this side, this is the slot for the servo motor, and this side servo, attach it to using push rod to the elevator, and this side servo attached to the rudder using a push rod. So with that the plane will be complete and you can go flying. Now if you do not know how to attach the servo motors and you are a beginner, now what you do is we have another video, you can watch that video on how to build the servo motors, how to attach the servo motors.